And we're live. Cool. Let me just get some more stuff set up on my ends. Everything seems to be in order. Okay, well, I'm gonna get started. Anti-night phenomenon. Divide the grid into polyominoes so that polyominoes of the same size don't share an edge. Each cell contains a number equal to its polyomino's size. Cells that are meant to move apart in chess cannot contain the same number. Hello, Charles. Welcome, welcome. We're doing some anti-night phenomenon now. There's been so many phenomenos recently. So basically what this is saying is that this 7 phenomenon couldn't extend to any one of these cells. Otherwise it would see itself and then move away. So you could have something like that, for example. That could be a phenomenon. Okay, let's get started. This one by itself. I think I have done these anti-night phenomena before. And what I have found is that they are very restrictive. Because unless you have something that's a 4, you can never have a square like this. You can never have a 2x2 region in a phenomenon if it's more than 4, because then where it's going to get its next cell? It couldn't get it anywhere in the orthogonal directions next to the 2x2, because every single orthogonal direction is seen by one of these cells. This one's seen by that one, that one's seen by that one, that one's seen by that one, that one's seen by that one. So these can never take up a 2x2 area. We also know it can't take any of these because of its starting position. And whichever direction you go, say for example you went this way, then all of a sudden the direction you can go in this direction is also constrained again. It goes that way again. And this one also takes that one and kind of boxes it in, which means this one will have to go that way, which gets rid of that one, and then it has to get out again, which gets rid of that one. So anyway, what I just proved there is that this cannot go there. It cannot go in this direction, at least. It can't go there. But usually what you find with these is that these things almost have to go in straight lines. There is sort of a way to not make it go in a straight line, and that'd be like something like that, but then that just pens it in. Yeah. Indeed. So it definitely can't go there. That gets rid of that. And it would have to go there, and it would have to go there again, and then it's stuck like that. Can it go this way? Then all of that is blocked off. It can't go over there as well. And yet again, it's only left with a 5 area region over here that all of it sees each other. So it has to go this way. Which means it cannot take those cells, can't go over there. In order to get out, it definitely has to take at least this one. All of these are seen. If it went, it also can't go there. So yeah, this is one of the cases where you can have it like do this, a cross shape. Otherwise, it's just going to have to go straight. And I think the cross shape is really the only way for it to not go straight. I mean, it's not taken there as well. If this does go here, then this is just another phenomenon going this way. And it wouldn't be able to escape, it would just have to be at most 6. This one, though, definitely can't go there. Because then those are all taken, it wouldn't be able to go to those, or that one. And it's left with only a 5-cell region to stay inside of. Which, again, some of those see each other. So either goes here or here. If it takes that cell, if it goes this way, and it takes that cell, it wouldn't be able to go over here, south. And then it wouldn't be able to take any real cells over here. So it has to go south at least, and it doesn't go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it could take these two or these two, are the only other options available to it. Or it could take these two as well. This one has to be a straight line as well. Either it goes here or here. One of those options. This one, where does this one go? Let's just say in all places it cannot go. Definitely can't go straight that way. So it has to go straight this way. And again, it couldn't take any of these cells, because then it's boxed in over here if it takes any of those two cells. It's boxed in like that. And then it's going to have to go straight that way, and it wouldn't be able to take those cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think my proof has been rigorous enough that we can see that anything more than 4 or anything more than 5 has to take a straight line. This one now can't go this way, so it has to take at least those cells, and that cell as well. Hey, what's wrong? Sorry, like one of my nephews barged into the room. Please close the door.
What?
Close the door, please. Thank you. This one cannot take this shape, so it has to be straight, and it can't go this way. So it has to go to at least there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it takes one of those as the last cell. This one can still be like that. And of course, anything less than a 5 has a lot of options. They could even be, this 4 could even be like a 4x4 like that. And 3, there isn't even a way for 3 to see itself a nice move away. Because a nice move away has to take at least 4 cells. So anything less than 3 is not constrained at all by the nice move. Oh, actually, it is a little bit. Because there are separate regions of 3. Yes, so this 3 cannot go here. Otherwise, we'll see another 3. This one does not have to take that cell because it could be these 3. But this 3 sees that over here, so that one can't go there. Oops. This 4 can't go downwards because that 4. This could be something like that, or it could go there. That 4 can't go there. These 3 could still do that, or it could do like anything like that, and then it could leave a 1 remainder. So these are either 1 or 3. Oh, this one can't be 1, so it has to be a 3. Because that one. Yeah, these less than 3s have a lot more power than I gave them credit for. 4s can't go there and there. This 5 can't take this shape, so it has to be straight. And it can't go there. So it has to be like that. At least to there. This 5 now, I believe, has to be a cross shape. Because if it went straight this, it can't go straight that way as 4 cells. And if it went straight this way, it would see at least one of these 5 cells over here. So this one has to be a cross shape 5. 2 takes one of those cells. If it takes this one, leaves an area of 3 around here, which could be a 1, 2, or a 3. If it takes over here, then this could be anything. It could have a 4 there with the 1, 2 pair, or it could be 1, 3. Okay. This 6 has to be straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes all those cells. This 3 could take any of these cells. It couldn't go here. Oh, yes, it could with the 2 there. This is 1, 2, or 3, same as this one. If this 4 went here, it would break this 4, the ability for this 4 to move anywhere. So it does definitely have to go here. It could just be these 4 cells, or it could like... It couldn't, if it went here, it would be able to do that, or that. So it always has to take this cell. No, not necessarily. Again, it could just do that. This 4. Can't go there, because that's... So it has to take 3 more of these 4 cells. These 2 see each other, so these 2 definitely have to be units. And one of these is the last one. That pens into 7. This 4 now has to go to at least there, which makes that a 2. This is either a 4 or a 2. This is a 1 or 2. This one sees a 2, so it's a 4. That's a 1 now. This is 1 or 6. The 4 can't go there, definitely. We saw it before. This one can't be a straight line anymore, so it has to be cross-shaped 5. Making this a region of 1. The 3 has to go here now. This is a 2. This 4 can't go here, because of that 4. So it takes 3 more of these cells. These 2 see each other, so these 2 are forced. With the last one going over here or here. This is either a 4 or a 5. 4 can't go here or here, so that 4 has to go here at least. Also can't go there. Is this region behind? This one definitely can't be in it now, because then these two wouldn't be able to go in. So it has to be these 4. This is a 1. These two are 6s. This is a 1 or a 4. Yes, this was a 2-star puzzles. All of these are about 2 to 1-star puzzles, so I should be able to fly through them. This is 1, 4, or 6. Two goes into one of these cells. What can this be? Does this see anything? As I come to a little bit of a halt. Yeah, these. Yeah, wait, you can just do that again. This 5. Oh yeah, these 5s see all those cells. So this 5 has to end here. This 2 ends here. This is 1 or 4. How many regions are left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 1, 3 at least. So there's 5 things left over. So the ratings are on Logic Master's Germing itself. And usually what happens is when someone posts a puzzle on there, it will start off with no rating, and either a bunch of people will rate it, and then it will get the rating from those ratings, or the person will rate it themselves, and people will give feedback on that. I'm not exactly sure how the rating system works itself, but I do know that you can rate it on there, and sometimes the setters will adjust the rating based on feedback. What can this be? This could be either a 1, can't be 2, could be 3, or a 5. 1, 3, or 5. It can't be anything more than that, otherwise it would see itself over here. 5 makes it stay there, 3 makes it have to go here. In which case you'd have like a 3 and a 1, 1. This 5 is done. What can this be? Could be a 1, can't be 2, could be 3, and it can't be 4, because it's seeing a 4, and it can't be anything more than that. So this is 1 or 3. If this is a 3, it takes all those cells, 4 takes all those cells. This is either a 3 or a 1, 2. It couldn't be a 1, 2 because that 2 is seen in that one. So it'd have to be a 3. 3, 3. Yeah, that works. If this were a 1, this one couldn't be a 1, couldn't be a 2, couldn't be a 3, it would have to be part of the 4. That still works as well. So it's either a 3 or a 4. This, I believe, is the same thing. No, yeah. Because either this is a 3 and it goes there, or that's a 4 and the 4 goes there. So this is 3 or 4. If this is 4 like this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over. Can't be 5 itself. Could be... No, it can't be a 4, 1, because these 4s see those 4s. Could it be a 2, 3? The 3 would have to go down here with the 2 there. And that works. So either this is a 4, and this is a 2, 3, or this is a 4, and that's a 3, because it can't be 2, 1. So this is always 3. 3 therefore can't go here, has to complete up there. We're left with 4 cells over here, which has to either be 4 or 1, 3. It can't be 1, 3 because these 3 definitely see those by Knight's move, so it has to be 4. Which means that this one sees that cell, so these are 2, that's a 4, that's a 1, that's a 6. This 4 sees that, so that's a 1, that's a 4. And now we're just left with this. If this were a 5 like that, making that a 4, and then a 1, then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. Which could either be 4, which is impossible because of this, or it could be 3, 1, which is impossible because of that. So this one cannot be a part 5, so this is a 5, that's a 4. This is either 1 or 3. In fact, there is 5 left over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And the 5 can't be 1, 4, obviously. It cannot be a 2, 3, it could be 2, 3. Could be 2, 3 like that. Could be a 1, 1, 3? No. If 3 goes here, what happens? Or if 3 goes there, then you're left with 5 that has to either be 1, 4 or 2, 3. Or 1, 1, 3. But you can't have any 3 down here because of these 3s. So that's impossible. Could be 1, 4, it couldn't be 2, 3, couldn't be 1, 1, 3. So 3 can't go there. 3 goes here, that's a 1. And you're left with 4 cells, which has to be 1, 3, right? Which has to be 3 and 1. There we go. 2206, not too bad. Oops. One of the easier of MathPesto's Sudokus. And these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are going to be easier. Indeed. Quite good. I mean, really, you just have to thank MathPesto for these puzzles, because they're all quite brilliant. Okay, next one. I believe it's also a 2-star puzzle. It might have been a 1-star, I forgot to check. But all of these are 2 to 1-star puzzles. Country, country, road, road. Draw 2 loops. Each loop is orthogonal, non-intersecting, and goes through the centers of some cells. Each loop passes through every region exactly once. For each pair of orthogonally adjacent cells across a border, at least one of them must be visited by at least one loop. The 2 loops may not overlap each other, nor turn at a shared cell. However, they may intersect perpendicularly. 2 clues in a region, if given, represent the amount of cells visited by each loop. A question mark represents a positive integer, and 2 question marks within the same region have the same value. The order in which a pair of clues appears is arbitrary. Okay. So, let's go over each of those rules. First of all, there's 2 loops. A loop is just any line that loops back on itself and travels orthogonally. It doesn't say anything about the loop touching itself orthogonally, so it can do that. And then like with another loop, you could do this. As long as if it doesn't turn at an intersection like that, it can go through another loop, which is what that rule states. they may intersect perpendicularly. Wait, am I reading that right? For each pair of orthogonally adjacent cells across the border, at least one of them must be visited by at least one loop. The two loops may not overlap each other, nor turn at a shared cell. So, say that both the loops took that cell. They couldn't turn there. Like that or that. But they may intersect perpendicularly. Yeah, perpendicular just means like that. And so this one would have to go this way. So they can cross each other as long as if they don't turn on that crossing. And then with the clues, you have how many times a loop is in that region. With the question marks, this means that they are both in that region question mark amount of times. So question mark being any integer, is to say non-zero integer or any positive integer. A question mark represents a positive integer. Yeah, so positive probably means more than zero, because zero is neither positive nor negative, or both. Plus or minus zero is both. But probably means more than zero. I might have to read it as zero later on, if that proves me wrong. But I'm guessing this is more than zero. Positive means more than zero. So this question mark, if it was like a 2, for example, that means one loop. If this question mark was equal to 2, both of them would be equal to 2. And one loop is in it 2 times, another loop is in it 2 times before exiting. Okay, let's get into it. This is a really large region with 9 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cells total in that thing, and 9 of them have to be taken up by at least one loop. Does the loop have to... Yeah, each loop passes through every region exactly once, which means as soon as it enters, it has to stay in it until it leaves. So you couldn't have something like this being one loop, because then it enters once here and it enters twice there, which means that all of these 9 cells with that one loop have to be connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means it has to take that cell, at least. This cell is taken by at least one of the loops, by this 9 cell. And also, it has to take this cell as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. This question mark could be even something like this. It could be a 1 like that. Could even do that. It doesn't have to interact with this one, but it could be at least... I think it has to be at least 1 with a question mark. This one is also quite big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to take at least these cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also has to take these cells as well. And does it go here? If it goes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. It could come here. Also, one of the rules states that every single boundary between regions, one of them has to be taken by one of the loops. And in the corners, if there's ever a corner where there's a boundary between regions, that means that this cell over here is always taken by the region, by one of the loops. Because if it was here, then it has to turn here. Because every every loop cell has to take at least 2 more cells out of it in order to form a loop. So either it is here and it goes here, or it's just here. The loops can never cross each other in this area. Loops can never cross each other at the edge of a grid. Because how would they be able to cross each other? They couldn't. If any of them touched in any of these cells, then they would have to turn and touch each other, which is impossible. So that means that these 2 loop cells in here take up 3 of these 4 cells and they cannot touch, which is only one of these. It could be something like this. That could happen. It could also do something like, well, the 2 has to be on the over here, I believe. Yeah, where does the 1 go? If the 1 comes in over here, then it has to take at least that cell. It's impossible. If it comes in over here, it has to take one of those 2 cells. It's impossible. Same for this one. So the 1 has to be here, and it has to do this. The 2 has to take that cell, because either it comes in like that, or it comes in like that. 2 question mark. Okay, maybe the question marks can be 0. Yeah, otherwise this would just be a 1, because there is 3 cells here. This cell is definitely taken. Question mark is maybe can be 0. I'm going to assume that it can be 0 and prove logically whether or not it is or not. This one we know, though, has to be more than 0, because there is a cell coming into here. Ah, this one cannot take this, because then it has to enter this twice, which is impossible. Or close on itself, which is impossible because we know that there are 2 in this one over here. So that this loop cannot be trivial, so it cannot go here. It has to do that. It can't close in on itself because that, again, both of them have to go into this region. So it has to go this way. We know that the loop is at least 2 long. For each of them are at least 2 long, and at most 3 long. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 11 cells long, or 11 cells in area. Has to take at least 6 of them. Not that constrained. One of these is a 1, and it could be that one, or that one could extend still, and then it'd be 1 like either here or there. No, it couldn't be there. Could be that though, or that. Where does the 1 go here? Could do that, could do that, could do that, or it could do one of those. Okay, not constrained. What other connections do I have to look for? Maybe this one? If this is a 2, it can't enter that one twice. So one of them would have to go here, the other one would have to go here. In fact, can this one do that? Also, we know that these are 2 different loops now, so I'm going to make this one blue. If this went here, this one has to escape through here and then close in on itself, which is impossible. So this one does go here. And now we know that both of them take up 3 cells in this. I'm going to make unknown cells be orange. How does this one escape without going to here? It has to go into this region over here, and it has to escape through this. So that means that it can't go here, otherwise it would have to take all 3 of those cells. But there's no 3 clue in here, and there is a 2 clue in there. So it has to go here, it has to go here, it has to go here, and it has to escape like that. And that is the 2 clue. This question mark is a 0 now. Yeah, so question marks can be 0. Because if this one were to come into here, wait, no, it could do that. Never mind. In fact, I think it has to do that. Yes, it does have to do that. Again, this one doesn't have the same constraints as this one because it's not on the corner. And if this one went here, it would be a trivial loop, which is not possible because of this region over here. So it has to come this way, and it cannot turn on this. It has to go perpendicularly across. This one cannot go back into that cage, into that region, so it has to come this way. This one cannot turn onto a place where it's turning. It cannot share a cell where another is turning, so it has to go this way. And either is part of the 6 over here, and this one goes down that way, or it goes down that way, and this is part of the 6. If this were part of the 6, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this were part of the 6, then it could go there or there. One of these is a question. Sorry, one of these is a 1. Which one is it? It cannot be this one. Because if this were a 1, then it would have to go, what's it called, this way, in order to not take any more cells. And then it would be in the same loop, the same region over here. It would have to close in on itself, but then it would make itself a trivial loop. So it cannot do that. This one has to be the 1. The blue loop has to be the 1. It has to go here. This one can be a 2 or a 3. And it could be a 2 that way, or be a 3 this way. Either way, though, it has to go into this region. Because the only regions that this sees is that region and that region. And it cannot go back into this region. If this were not the 9, what could it do? It would have to escape through one of these. So it'd have to come to at least here. Could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I don't think that's possible. There are 11 cells in this region. 9 of them are taken up by this one. So either this one only takes 2 cells, which it cannot do. It has to take at least 3 cells to escape, if this isn't the 9. Or this loop has to cross this one twice. If this went here, it would never be able to cross those 2. because this one can't go there, it'd have to go there. Maybe that's what happens. It could do that, and then this one could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. So that could still work. So this one doesn't have to be part of the 9. Can it be a part of the 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it could easily be part of the 9. We know that this loop, since it's crossed the blue line at least once, has to cross the blue line again in order to get outside of it again, which it could just do there. If this went this way, it definitely couldn't go up here. Because if this went up here, then it would have to connect to one of these, and then it would make itself trivial. And this one also cannot go that way, because that's just 5 cells. So this orange cell goes to this orange loop goes to at least here now. It's either that or that. Hmm. Where does this one go in this region? If it went here, one of these has to be the 9. This one definitely can't go there. Well, no, it could. It could. This would have to be. This would then be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. If instead this went like here, yeah, again, it has so many options. It's not even worth thinking about. Definitely can go here though. Ah, yes, this cell is not taken by either of the loops. Can be taken by that one. Can be taken by that one. Because either this one exists there or it exists somewhere around here. Either this one exists there or it exists somewhere around here. Which means that this one has to be taken by the loop. Well, then it has to be this loop, because this loop already came into here. Can't go there. The other goes there or there. This one has to be taken by the loop, because yet again, this one cannot be taken by the loop. And it cannot go into either of those. So it has to turn, which means it has to be part of the blue loop. This one could still be the 9 loop. Could be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just this one. If this were the 9 loop, we would have to do this. We'd have to get out like that. And then this one could do like that. This one could still be a 0, 0. Hmm. This one might have to be taken. If neither of these are taken, both of these have to be taken, as well as that. If this one goes here, if this is not part of the 9 loop, this one has to do that. Ah, is that impossible? If this one goes here, if it's not part of the 9 loop, it definitely has to do this, because these two are the only ones that cannot be taken by the loop now, by the 9 loop now, in its 11 region. Then this one has to do that to fulfill itself, the 9. And then how do these get out? Oh, this could be a 2, and that could be a 2. That's the only way it does work, if that's what happens. Because if this were to get out like that, then that'd be a 3. At least 3, this would be a 1. So this one has to do that, and that would have to do that. And that still works. Be really constraining if it did. And it'd be really good if it did. Or I would like it if it did that. If it goes here, it could do that. Yeah, if this one were the 9 loop. Oh yeah, also I forgot to do that. If this one were the 9 loop, and I did that, leaving there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And left there. This one would have to come down here. Yeah, so either this is the 9 loop, and it leaves there and this one goes down there, or this is not the 9 loop, and this one goes down here. So this one always goes down here. It can't leave over here, so it has to go here. And either it is the 9 loop, or it goes this way. This one can still be a 0, 0. If this is the 9 loop, this is a 0, 0. If this is the 9 loop, then this is a 2, 2. But these are never taken. Oops, not what I meant to do. This is always like that. Either this one's like that, and that's like that. This is also never taken. Yeah. This one is always part of the blue loop. This is the 9. And it does that. And the black goes here. Black can also go here, though. Hmm. Oh, this is 2 1s. Where do those 2 1s go? This cannot be part of the loop. Either of them. So we have to turn. Either is that one, either is that one. Nor this one, nor this one. So it only has one exit. One exit. So these two have to be the 2 loop segments. This one has to go straight through. I'll make this one a yellow. And this one also has to go down from here. It takes one of them from here, otherwise it would close in on itself. And the other one from there. This yellow, in order to get out, goes this way. So now this red has to do that. And this over here, both of them come into here. And the fun thing about regions in this in loop puzzles, in country road puzzles, is that if it ever enters a region, it has to come out in from one region and go out another region. Otherwise it closes on itself. At least if it's not trivial. So this one only has two exits, this region and that region. Which means that this one couldn't do that. Otherwise, how's it going to get out into this region over here? It couldn't. So this yellow goes here. The same thing for the red. Red also has to go here. Because they have to be at least 3 and 4, this one can't turn here, otherwise it would be only 2. So it goes there. Red does the same thing, has to go to at least there. Has to go there as well. Now for this one to get out, it has to be the 3, because if it did that and turned like that, then it takes at least 5. So it has to do this. And it is the 3, the red is the 4, which means it has to go there. These are not taken. I'm going to shade all the ones that aren't taken. Instead of Xing them out, shading is easier. Which means that all of these have to be taken by one of the loops. I'll make this one pink. Most likely it's going to be the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 probably. These have to be taken by the loop, both of them. And that means that this one is yellow. Which means this one isn't the 2 clue in here. So the red is the 2 clue. The red can't go here because then it would be going into a cell that's turning. So it has to go here, has to take only one more cell, so it has to be that one. And now it has to go up here, which means it is blue. Red is blue. And yellow is black. Orange is the new black. This time it's yellow though. This one is also taken by the loop somewhere. It has to be the blue loop that this was taken by. Because if it was the black loop, then it would have to do that. And then where does the blue loop go? Oh, it could go through there. Okay, so never mind. Anyway, the black loop now goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has a turn now over here. And how are we going to differentiate between that and that? Are all cells taken? No. This could even do that. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay. This one has to be taken by the loop, because this one is not. Which means this does do that. This is taken by the loop. This one is not taken by the loop. So this one is also taken by the loop. That would be taken for a loop. Got him. So this one does have to turn. which means it has to be blue. Give me 1 second. I am being called. Neat. I got a job. Anyway, let's continue. What was I looking at? All those are taken. I just finished this. This one. This one can still be the black, because then it could go through there. Is this black or blue? If it were black, it would probably have to do that. It would have to go here. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. It definitely couldn't. No, it could. It could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the blue would have to go here. If not, if it were blue, then this has to go here. Maybe there or there. Oh yeah, I'd have to do that. This would have to be black up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. So that's not possible. This one cannot be blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It takes at least 8 if this is blue. And there has to be a 6 somewhere. So yeah, this one has to be black. And which means that this one has to be a blue. And it cannot go through here, because then it takes more than 9 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This can still do that, or it can go directly here. So this goes there. This one cannot be the 1. And this one either enters through there or through there. So, oh yeah, this one has to be a 6. How does this be a 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not possible. Has to do that. So it goes there, and the ace is through there. This one can do either of that, or go through there somewhere. Black can no longer go over here, so it has to do that, which means it is 9. Which means blue goes this way. Black goes this way. Goes through there. Blue goes through here. Black goes through here. Finishes there, and blue finishes here. And there we go. That's the end of that one. Country, country, road, road. Onto congruence. Normal Stoker rules apply. Each line contains a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. Lines of the same color have the same sum. Okay. So this line and this line would have the same sum. So if this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, this one could be like a 5, 1, 4. And both of them would add up to 10. Pretty simple rule set. Is there any big disparities? This one and this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more here. This is at least 11. Which means this one doesn't have a 1 on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 21 at least. Don't know. How about this one and this one? No, it's too many cells. Oh yeah, they're all surrounded by lines. Each line contains a set of non-repeating consecutive digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15. That's possible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 20, which is impossible. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be 15, which has to be 7 eighths, because those are the only two adding up to 15 that are consecutive. This can't be 6, so this is not 1. Can't be 9, so this is not 2. 12 is not possible with consecutive digits because it's either 10 or 14. So that's number 3. 4, 5, 6 is 15. 15 is no, 15 is not possible. 10, 14, then 3 is 18. So it has to be 5, 6, 7, making 18. And this one is 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6, that's the 7, 18 and 18. None of these have any 5s anymore. This is a 7 eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has to at least contain a 5 on it, so 5 goes in one of these two cells. How are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, this is the 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 21 at least. 21 can be 2, 7 eighths. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 27, which is not possible in 3 digits. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 3, 4, 6, 5, 1, 2, 21, making this a 6, 7 eighths. 6, 7 eighths. This is 7, 8, 9. This one is a 9 because it sees both 7 and 8 here. This is an 8. These are both 9. 1, 2. How about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15, which is not possible in 4 cells. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 20, which is not possible in 4 cells. 4, 5, 6, 7 is 22. So then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 25. Not possible in 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 30, which is possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is equal to 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry. This is no longer 7 and 8. This is 4, 5, or 6. This is not 7 or 8. This is not 7 or 8. This is not 6 or 9. This is not a 6 either. These are no longer 4 or 5. This one is a 6. This is an 8. This is a 7. This is an 8. That's a 7. This is no longer a 4. These are 1, 2, 3 triple. This is not a 6. This is not a 6. These are not 3 or 4. This one is a 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 9. This is 1, 2, 8, and 9. This is 3, 4, and 5. Now what can this be? This one can't be a 6. This has to add up to an odd number. So this has to start with an even number. 9 is possible, 2, 3, 4 with 4, 5. That's one possibility. And it could also be 4, 5, 6 with 7 eighths, which is not possible over here. How about 6, 7 eighths? That is 21, not possible, because that's not 2 digits. So this has to be 2, 3, 4, this has to be 4, 5. What now? 8 goes down here, as soon as it goes up here. 7 can be any of these. This 7 or 8 goes here, which means it has to go in one of these two cells. It can't go there, so it has to go here. This 7 or 8 can go in either of those two cells. 6 does not go there. It can still go in one of those two cells. 9 is in one of those two cells. Seven or eight goes in one of those. Jump with all the lines, that's good. Six is one of those two cells. What is this? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means it goes in one of those two cells. With 3 cells, sorry. One of those is a 5. One of those is a 4. Seven goes here. Which means those are not 7. This is a 6, 7 pair. Which means that's an 8. 8 does not go there. 8 goes here now. One of those is a 4. So this is not a 4. Hmm. Oh yeah, this sees that 6 and 9. 9 no longer goes there. 9 goes here. This is no longer a 6. That's a 6. That's a 6. This is a 7. That's an 8. That's an 8 and a 7. That's an 8. One of those two is a 7. That's an 8. 9 goes here. Goes in one of those two cells. 6 goes in one of those 3 cells. One of those 2 cells. This 3 or 4 goes here. This is a 2. That's a 1. That's a 7. This is a 5. That's not a 1. One of those is a 1. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2. One of those two is a 1. 3 and 9 to go. So that's a 7, 9 pair. It's a 1, 3 pair. Where does 9 go in this row? Can't go there. Has to go in one of these three cells. This is not 3 or 4. So this one is a 3 or 4. Because one of those is a 1, 2. That one's a 3, 4. Also because there's a 1, 2, 9 triple in here. 9 goes in one of these two cells. So where does 9 go in this column? Can't go there. Can't go anywhere over there. Has to go here. 3, 4 goes over here. This is 1, 2, or 3. 2. This isn't a 3, because there's a 1, 3 pair over here. This 3, 4 pair sees that. So those can't be 3. This one has to be 3. That's a 4. These are not 3 or 4 anymore. This one is a 3. This is a 4, 3. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple. Also, where does 5 go in this row? Let's go here. This is a 1, 9 pair. This is a 2. That's a 1. It's 2 and a 1. 1, 2. This is 1, 2. It's a 3, 1. Where does 1 go in one of those two cells? This is a 3, 5, 6 triple. This is a 4, 9 triple. What's next? There's 2, 3, 4, 5 left in this row. This is 2 or 5. In fact, 5 goes into one of those two cells. So where does 5 go in this row? Has to go there. That's a 3, that's a 6, that's a 6, that's a 7, 7, 9, 9, 4, 4, 5, 5. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 9, 9, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. There we go. Pretty easy. On to the next. Initials impression. SIC. Normal Sudoku rules apply within the main 6x6 grid. Numbers in a cage may not repeat and must sum to the total if given. Outside the 6x6 grid, the nth number in a row column is a clue that corresponds to the nth block of contiguous shaded cells within the main grid for that row/column. Those contiguous cells sum to that corresponding clue. Blocks must be separated by at least one empty cell. The amount of clues for a row/column is exactly the number of white cells outside the grid for that row/column. Example given, column 5 is exactly 2 contiguous blocks of shaded cells. Okay, so this is just notograms, or Japanese sum sudokus. And what this is saying, if this was a 1, 2, 3, for example, then there'd be sums to 1, 2, and 3 in contiguous cells. Shaded cells cannot touch each other, so it could be like 1, 2 over here, otherwise that'd be a 3 clue over here. And if you had a, like, say, 15 and 1 clue over here, then that would be like 4, 5, 6 adding up to 15, and a 1 over here adding up to 1. Oh no, is there another bot in chat? Yes, there is. Ban. Thank you. It's always the same bots too. Okay, so let's get into it. This could be 1, 5, 2, 4, or 3, 3. These can be anything more than. These can be looking at each other. There could be like a 3 and a 3 looking at each other back here, or it could be anything even like more than 9. These aren't Sudoku digits. These at most add up to 11. 5 and 6, because it is a normal 6 by 6 grid. So these have to be add up to at most 19. I'm sure it is because there's a lot of people that are very gullible. Like there are people that are younger. There's like teenagers that use the internet, or there could be older people using the internet, and a lot of people do fall for those type of things. Like if I didn't have older brothers that told me back in the day about like bots and scams and such like that, I probably would have fallen for them too. So anyway, yeah, I believe this has to be either 11 or 10. Because these would have to add up to 19 or 20. It can't up to 21. Because every row or column or box in a 1 by 6 Sudoku and a 6 by 6 grid has to add up to at most 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adds up to 21. So, because there is at least one unshaded cell between contiguous shaded groups in a Sudoku, either it's a 20 with the last one adding up to a 1, the unshaded cell adding up to a 1, or 19 with the last cell adding up to a 2. But either way, there is going to be 1 in the middle. One unshaded cell in the middle, with the rest being shaded. So it's either 5, 6 or 4, 6. But definitely has a 6 in there. And this adds up to either 19 or 20. If it was 19, yeah, it could be any two combination of digits. But could it just be 10? If this were 10, this adds up to 20, then this would also have to add up to 10, which is possible. 4, 6, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Or it could add to one more, or two more, and still add up to, yeah. So that's all we can do with that for now. What's this then? If this were 11, then the max this could be is 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, 4, 2, 3, 4 is 9. This would have to add up to 16, which is possible. If not, yeah, this is only one cell, so it's not that uh restricting or restrictive. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But this, yes, this is 3 contiguous cells. 3 different contiguous cells. They can't touch each other, which means that this one can't go here. If this shaded cell, if this were a shaded cell, then where are you going to fit the other 2? You can't. This one can't be the first one because they would just go into that. So then you have to skip one, go here, and then where's the last one going to fit? It's not possible. So this is not shaded. This one is shaded, and it'll be the first one over here. This one can go here, and the last one could go there. Or you could have one here, or this being one and that being one. Both work. These are no more than 5. Yeah, these are no more than 5. Oh, no more than 6 actually. These could be 6 with one of them being a 0. Because if this was 0, that means that all of these would be unshaded. We do know that all these are unshaded though. Because there are no clues in this row. Same for this. This is also all unshaded. It helps for this one. But the reason why we know that is because of the amount of clues for a row column is exactly the number of white cells outside the grid for that row column. So this one doesn't have any clues, so there are no contiguous digits in there. I believe I'm reading that right. All clues are given. So now this one has to have its last one over here. This one only has one. So these are all unshaded. This one also only has one. It could be that one, or it could be one of those. This has two. So one's over here, one's over here. This also has two. It could be that and that. Oh, this is the only unshaded cell in this column, in this row, I mean, and in this column. So these also have to be shaded. This is either one or two. Oh, this one is either 11 or 10. If this is 10, now it's a 10. That'd be 20 with 10 more. That cannot be the case. Yeah. So over here we have that numbers in a cage may not repeat and must sums the total if given. So although these ones can repeat, these ones can't repeat. These can't be 3. Although these ones can repeat because they don't see each other by Sudoku or anything like that. These ones cannot repeat because they're in the same cage. So this is a 10-10, this is 11, making this one 11. 11 is 22, which means this one is an 8. 19 makes this a 2, this is 1, 3, 4. Again, if this were a 10-10, that would also be a 10. And then there are two 10 cells in here with a 4 and a 6. That's 11, that's an 8. 1, 3, 4. This is at most 9. So this is at least 16. It can be anything from 6 to 9. So it's at most 6 is 19. So it's 16 to 19. Which means it takes at least 4 cells. Because 3 cells at most is 15. So it has to go here, also has to go here. Because this is only one contiguous cell over here, these are all unshaded. Ooh, we already see something forming over here. What is the 6 symbol? I've always heard it, I just don't remember what it is. Ah, these have to add up to 6. Either all those or those. Because the shaded cells over here add up to 6. If this add up to 6, it could be 2, 4. If this is also shaded, then this has to be 1, 2, 3. Okay. How could it be 1, 2, 3, I wonder? We could have a 1, 2 here, and then a 3 with 1, 2 there. What the heck is a cheap Vu war? 16 or 19 mean 16 to 19 means that either 2 to 5 is left out. But the 5 and the 4 and the 3 could be 2 cells. I see. This one is 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. It's not 5 or 6. Also, this one, these can't be 0 anymore. Actually, could it ever be 0? Yeah, no, because this one has to go there. Yeah. This is not 6. This one's not 1. This is 2, 4, or 5. This one's 1, 2, or 4. If this were a 5 and a 1, that'd be 1, 2, 3. If this was 1, 2, 3, if this was here, if this grew here, and this was 1, 2, and 3, making this a 6, this would be a 19, which means there would only be 2 left over in the row, which would have to go there. Which means that would be the 2, and this would be 1, 3. 2, 3, 1, 5, 1. Yeah, that's how that would work. This adds up to 13. Could be as much as a 9. What are these at most? In fact, what if this is not shaded? This has to be 1, 3, or 4. 1 makes this a 29. The most this can be is 6, 5, 4, 3. Actually, yeah. If this were unshaded, this would be the only one in the row. This would be 1, 3, 4, which means all of these have to be Sudoku digits that cannot repeat. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 adds up to 20, which is not 30. So this one has to come to here at least. I stole your check. 6543 is 18, which means this one is at least 12. 12 cannot be taken in 2 Sudoku digits, so it has to go there as well. If this were 1, that'd be 5, 6. This one cannot be by itself, otherwise it would be this cell and they'd repeat in the cage, so it has to go there as well. This is 12 to 15 is the max. These can't be 1, 3, or 4. It has to be 2, 5, or 6. Because it sees all those in this, both these in the box and this one in the cage. If this were 15, that'd be 15. 15 has 3 degrees of freedom. Five, 4, 3, 2 is 14, which means it has to have a 6 in it. This is 5 or 6. Oh, this one isn't a 6. 6 is one of these three, because that. Can it not contain a 5? 6, 4, 3, 2. Oh, this one always has a 2 in it. So either it goes here and it's 1, 2, 3, or it is. Oh no, yeah. Either this is 1, 2, 3, or it's 2, 4. To add up to 6. So 2 is not in this cage. As a digit at least. So if 5 is not in here, then 6, 4, 3, 1 is 14. Yet again, too small, so there has to be a 5 in here. It's 11 in here now. What if there's no 4? 6, 5, 3, 1 does work. Because that would be 11 plus 4 is 15. And that'd be a 15 over there. Ah, but this one can't be 15 anymore. If this were 15, that'd be 4, 5, 6. And then where does 5, 6 go in this cage? We'd have to both go there. Both 5 and 6 have to go there. This is not a Schrodinger cell. Not in this Sudoku. So this one can't be 15. It's at most 14 now. Which means this one, the least it can be, is 16. So it has to contain a 4 in it as well. $15 needs 15 more. So if this is a 14, then it needs 1 more. 13 needs 2 more, but it cannot be the case. This is either 12 or 14. 12 will need 3 more. This one, therefore, cannot be a 1, because if it's a 1, this would have to be 12, that'd be 5, 6, and again, 5, 6 is a problem. So one of those two is a 1. $14 would be 3, 5, 6, right? Yeah. That's the only way to make up 14 in the 6 by 6 puzzle, is 3, 5, 6. And then again, we have the problem there. So it's not 14, it's not 13, it is a 12. 12 plus 15 plus 3 is equal to 30. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6 here. There's a 12 there. This one is a 3 or a 4. This one's a 1. 1 or 2 goes here. They can't both be here because 1, 2, 4 would be the max. That's 7. If 1 was here, you would need 11 more, which is not possible. So it has to be a 2 with 10 more. It has to be 2, 4, 6. That's a 4. This one has to be 1, 2, 3 left over, so it is 6. Like that. 1, 2, 3 makes that 6 plus 19 to make 25. Therefore, this one is shaded. This is a 2. That's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 5. That's no longer 3, that's no longer 2. These are no longer 4s. This is a 4. This one's 2, 5, or 6. This is a 6, this is a 5, this is a 3, this is a 6. This is 4, 5, or 6. Definitely a 4 in there. This is also 4, 5, or 6. Either this is a 10 making that a 3, or this is a 9 making that a 4. This is 3 or 4. It can't be 4 because there's a 4 in here. So it has to be 10 making it a 3. This is 4, 6. This one now has to add up to 3, which is 2, 1 in 2 cells. This is 1 and 3. This is 1 and 3. This one can't just be that one, because then there'd be 2 4s in that cage. Also can't be a 2. This is 2, 4, or 5. It can't be 2, because then they'd add up to 6, and that's repeating the cage. So does 4 or 5. This one isn't a 2, this one is a 2. That's a 5. This is either 8 or 9. This is 2, 3, and 6. It's not a 2. This one is a 2. This is 1, 3, 5. This is just 1, 3, and 5. That's a 5, that's a 6. This is a 6. This is 1, 3, or 5. 12, 8 or 9. This is a 1. This one is a 6. That's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 6. These are no longer 6s. That's a 6. That's a 2, that's a 3. That's a 5. That's a 4 and a 5. That's a 5. It's 3 and a 4. 3 and a 1. There we go. And just for completion's sake, that's a 5 and that's an 11. 1, 9. Cool. Time for the next one. All killer, no filler. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in a cage may not repeat and must sum to the given total. Pretty standard rules. So if you had a cage of 9, that could be 1, 2, and 6, 1, 3, and 5, or 2, 3, and 4. You couldn't have any repeats in it, so you couldn't have something like 1, 1, and 7. Okay, let's get into it. 60 and 2 cells is 7, 9. 7, 9. 7 and 4 cells is 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. These are either 1, 5 or 2, 4. This one cannot be a 2, 4, because then neither of those cells could be a 2, 4. So this one would have to both be a 2 and 4. It's impossible. It's a 1, 5. This is a 2, 4, because it's looking at it. 1, 5 makes that a 1. This is either 1, 6, 2, 5, or 3, 4. Too many options to put in there. Let's see what else. This one is either 2, 5, or 3, 4. But there was a 2, 4 appear here now. 2, 4 looks at that. This is 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, 5. It can't be 8, 4, or 7, 5, so it has to be 9, 3. Making that 9, that a 3, that a 7, that a 9. This one can't be 9, 4 anymore. It has to be 8, 5, or 7, 6. Killers are basically the first variant Sudoku that anyone does. And I'm just really good at them. I have a lot of practice in killers. 1, 2, and 4 is looking at this. This one cannot be 2, 3, 4, because 2, 3, 4 is looking 2, 3, and 4 is looking at that cell. So it has to have a 1 in it. That's a 1. This is either 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. Definitely 1, 2, 3 there. 1 goes here, so this one cannot be 1, 6. Has to be either 2, 5 or 3, 4. There's a 2, 4 pair here, so that cannot be a 2. This one's a 2, 4. This one has to also have a 2, 4 in it. That's a 1, 3, 5. That's a 3. That's a 4. That's a 2. This is no longer a 2, so this is no longer a 5. This is a 4 now, because there can't be any repeats. This is a 2. This is a 4. This is no longer 4, 3. Has to be 2, 5 in that order. It can't be 9, 4, so this has to be either 8, 5 or 7, 6. This one's a 3, this is a 1. This is no longer 3, 4, it has to be either 1, 6 or 2, 5. Cannot be 2, 5 because there are 2 5s looking at it, and 2 of these are looking at it, so it has to be 1, 6. Making that a 1. This is no longer 5, so this is no longer an 8. This one cannot be 9, 4 or 7, 6, so it has to be 8, 5. Making this one have to be 7, 6. This is 6, 7, 8 in this row. In this row, it is 2, 7, and 9. In this, it is 6, 7, 8 as well. In this column, it is 3, 4, 6, and 8. That's too many pencil marks, but I'll still do it anyway. This is not a 6, this is not a 6. This is not a 4. These are not 8s. This is a 3 or a 4 in a 16 cage. With 3, this would be 13. Could be 9, 4 because of those two, so it'd have to be 8, 5. If this were a 4, this would be 12, which could be 9, 3. Couldn't be 8, 4. Couldn't be 7, 5. Oops. This is either 9, 3 or 8, 5. This is not a 6, this is not a 7. One of those two is a 1. This cannot be 8, 5, 8. If this were a 3, it couldn't be 9, 4 because of those two 4s looking at it. Couldn't be 8, 5 because it's looking at an 8, 5 cell here. And it couldn't be 7, 6. So this one has to be a 4 with 2 cells diagrams to 9. It cannot be 8, 4 or 7, 5, so it has to be 9, 3. These are no longer 4. One of those two is a 4. What's left in this? 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8s. Oh no, 1, 2, and 5, and 8s. This is 1, 2. These are 1, 2, 5, 8s. That's not a 1. 1 is here in this box. This is 6, 8, and 9. That's not a 7. That's not a 9. That's a 6, 8 pair, making that a 7. So that's not an 8. These are no longer 7. This is an 8. That's a 6. These are no longer 6. These are no longer 8s. Where does 8 go in this box? Has to go there. 6, 7, 9 is a pair, so this has to be a 5. This is a 2, 4 pair. So what's left in this row, these two columns I mean. This one is 5 and 8s. These two are 6 and 8s. This is a 6, this is an 8, this is an 8, this is a 5. This is a 3, this is a 6. This is a 2, this is a 1. There's a 5, 8 pair left in the row. 6 is one of those two. This is 2, 4, 7, 9. This is a 2, this is a 4. This is 5 and 4. This is 3 and 9. This is no longer a 4, this one is a 4. 1 goes in one of those two. Where does 1 go in this column? Can't go there or there, so it has to go in one of those two, so that goes there. 3 goes in one of those two. 8 goes in one of those 3. Don't want to mark that. Three goes in one of those two. Alright, what else am I missing? One of those two is an 8, so one of those two is an 8. Okay, it's slowing down a little bit. What's left in here is 3 and 6. 6 goes up there. 3 can go anywhere up there. 7, 9 as well. What else? What else? Ah, yeah, okay. So, where does 8 go in these two rows? They can't go there, so they have to go on the ends. That means that if you were to have an 8, looking at either one of those, if this were an 8, then that 8 can't go in either one of those positions in that row. So where do they go in the rows? They both have to go there, and that's broken. This is what we like to call an X-wing. So there's two 8s in those corners, they see each other, so they're going to see everything else that it looks at over here. So this is a 5. Also, I could have just said that 8 goes here. So that's an 8, that's a 5. This is no longer a 5, that's no longer an 8. 8 goes here. Where does 8 go in this box? Has to go there. That's a 5, that's a 6. That's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 1. 2 and 7 go over here. That's a 3. That's no longer a 3, this is a 3, 6 pair. This is 7, 9. That's a 2, that's a 4. This is a 2, 3 pair. This is a 5, that's a 4. And now how to resolve this. Oh, there we go. That's 3, that's a 9, that's a 9, that's a 7. 7, 8, 9 there. Is that a 7, that's a 2. That 2, that a 3, that a 3. That a 9. That 9, 7, 7, 9, 7, 6, 9, 6, 8, 8, 7, 9. There we go. Pretty easy, pretty gassy, or genuinely approachable Sudoku. Time for the next one. Lucky Dog. Again, just a killer Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in the cage may not repeat and must sum to the given total. This is 1, 2, 4. A lot of 7s. That's why it's called Lucky Dog, because of 7s. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. These are 1 each from 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. So this is 7, 8, 9, because all of them are staring at those two cells. This one has to be 1, 2, 4, because it's either 1, 6, 2, 5, or 3, 4. And 1, 2, 4 is looking at all of them. Let's save for over here. These also contain 1, 2, 4s. It has to be here, because this one sees all of them. That's 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4. This one has to contain 1, 2, 4 there. 3, 5, 6 here. And yet again, these are all looking at this. These have to be 7, 8, and 9. A lot of symmetry. This one has 3, 1, 2, 4s here, so that's 1, 2, 4, and 3, 5, 6 there. This one is 7, 8, 9. Same for here. A lot of symmetry in this puzzle. Let's see what else. This 1 or 2 goes here. Goes in one of those two cells. So it has to go here. This 1 or 2 goes there. So it goes there. This is the last 1 or 2, blue. Which is that one over there. Also goes there somewhere. One of those is the blue. Oh, this one's the yellow, so this one's the blue. Yellow's there. This is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one can be green or blue. This one is also 1, 2, 4, with that being 3, 5, 6. This one is yellow. This one is green. Making that one the blue, this one the green. So this is blue. So that's yellow. 3, 5, 6 here. Sorry, this one's blue. That one's yellow. This one is green. This one's blue. So that's a blue. This one is yellow. Where does green go? It has to go there. And how are we looking? We have 2 more X wings of greens. These are also blues. So this can be 1, 2, 4. This is a yellow. So these are green and yellow. Where does blue go in here? It has to go in one of those 2 squares. Can there be 2 of these in a single cage? 2, 4 is 6, so I have to add up to 13. That's possible, yep. In fact, there probably has to be 2 of them in a single cage, because if there isn't, then what's the max this can be? What's the minimum this can be? 3, 5, 6, 7, right? 3, 5, 6, 7 is 10 plus 11 is 21. Yeah, it's too much. So there has to be 2 of them in here. 1, 2, 4. And what's the minimum this can add to? 3, 5, 7 is 15 plus 3 is 18. Yes, there's 1 degree of freedom. This is 3, 5, 4, 6. This is 7 or 8. This definitely has a 1 in it. So this is not a 1. And it's either 3, 5, 8 with 1, 2. In fact, this can't be a 4. This one has to be 1, 2. So that'd be 2 degrees of freedom taken away. So that's a 4. That's a 4. And because these are the same, they cannot be yellow or blue, so they have to be green. Making this one a yellow, this one a blue. All the greens are 4. We can get rid of these ones as 4. Yellow goes here, 1 or 2. This is a 3. That's a 3. This is a 3. That's a 3. This is a 3 with a 9. This is a 3. Making that a 3 and that a 9. It's not A4, so it has to be 7, 5 in that order. And that's 6, which means these are 13, A5 or 7, 6. That's the only thing we can do with that so far. This is 7, 8, 9. This is a 3. These are no longer 3s. This is a 3. This is a 7, 8, 9. All 3s are done. Almost all 3s done. All the 1, 2, 3s, and 4s are placed. Now, we seal the rest. This is 6 and 8. One of those 2 is a 9. So that's not a 9, that's not a 9. One of those 2 is a 9. Five and 6 makes that a 5 and 6. This is 7, 8, 9. This is also 7, 8, or 9. As well as this being an 8 or 9. This is an 8 or 9. One of those is a 5, 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. One of those is a 5, 6. That's a 5, 6 as well then. Yeah, this is 7, 8, 9. This is not a 9. One of those is a 5, 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. What now? This is 5, 6. This is a 5 or 6. No. So 5 or 6 use that. This is 7, 8, 9. This is a 5 or 6, and one of those is a 5 or 6. The rest being 7, 8, 9. These are different 5 or 6s. This is a pink, this is a red. Everything that's with the blue is a red one. Everything that's with the yellow is a pink one. This is red. This is pink. So that one is a pink 5 or 6. These are 7, 8, 9s. That's not a 9 anymore. This one's red. This one is pink. Pink, red, pink, 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 red. Pink, red, pink, red, pink. We just have a red over here. This is 7, 8, 9. One of those two is 7 is one of those two is 5 or 6. Now one of those two is a 5. And those two is a 5 as well. This isn't a 7. Do some more coloring, perhaps? This one's orange, 7 or 8. It goes in one of those two cells. It goes here. Yeah. Because it goes in one of those two cells, it can't go there, so it has to go in one of those two cells, so it's here. That's not a 9. One of those two is an orange. Suppose one of those two. One of those two. One of those 3. One of those 2, actually. This is 5, 6, 7, or 8 over here. This one is 6, 7, 8, or 9. This is the same as that one. It's the same as that one. But it could be orange. Huh. This is the same as that one, is the same as that one. You can make this a different color, I'll make it gray. Or shade, whatever color it is. One of those two is the shaded, which means that one is the shaded, which means that one's the orange, which means that one's the orange, that one's the orange. And where does orange go here? It has to be a 7. Because it has to go over here in that box. It can't be an 8. These are not 7. Those are not 7. Those are not 7. Those are not 7. None of those are 7. This now has to be 8, 9, shades are 9. This is a 5. All these are 5. All these are 6s. Which means all these are 1s, all these are 2s. Now it's just Sudoku. 6, 8, 8, 9, 5, 8, 9, 6, 8, 8, 8, 9, 8, and this is a 5. There we go. I'll just finish the coloring. Ace didn't have a color. 5s did. So it's 7s. There we go. Everything but 3 and 8 colored. Cool. Time for the last one for today, and then I have stuff to attend to. The Aqua Galaxy. Tentaisho. Divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells. Each region contains exactly one circle and is rotationally symmetric around the circle. Aquarium. Shade some cells in the grid, where shaded cells are treated as water, and Tentaisho regions are treated as aquariums. Each aquarium is filled with water up to a certain level, or left empty. The water level in each aquarium is the same across its entire width. Gotcha. Arrows. A cell with arrows has a value equal to the size of its region. That value also equals the amount of shaded cells in the arrow's direction combined, not counting the cell itself. Gotcha. Okay. So, galaxy means that for anything over here, it has to take the same cells rotationally symmetric to itself. So that would be, if it went like that, it would have to do that. That would be a correct galaxy. Though can digits repeat in these galaxies? Nope. It doesn't say anything about repeating. So it has to be symmetrical around its center. Could do that, or that could be the case. And with the arrow cells, it's equals the size of its region. And it doesn't say anything about them being less than 9, so these could be more than 10 regions, as long as it's looking at least 10 cells or more. So it's equals the size of its region, and it counts the number of water cells in the direction that it looks at. So if this were a, say, 5, then it'd be a part of a region of size 5. Let's just say that's the center of a galaxy. And it sees 5 shaded cells in both those directions combined. So say if these were all water cells, then those would be the 5 water cells it sees, the rest would be unshaded, would be unwatered. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing I like to do with galaxies is to look at each of them and divide them where they cannot go. So this one on the edge of the grid, it cannot go this way, it cannot go upwards, so it cannot go downwards either. Max it can take is those cells. Also, does it say anything about the circle having to contain the number of cells? No. Okay. This one can't go there. This one can't go above. This one can't go up now because it can't go down. This one can't go there, so it can't go there. This one also can't go there because it's just that galaxy, so it can't go there. And again, each one has exactly one circle. This is also blocked off. This one can't go there anymore. This one can't go there. So that one can't go there. That can't go there, so 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 that can't go there. That can't go there. Can't go there either. That can't go there, that can't go there. That can't go there, so that can't go there. That can't go there, can't go there. Can't go there now. Or that, so that's not the case. Okay. I believe it's, oh no, I can also do these. This one cannot go there, which can't go there. That can't go there, that can't go there. That can't go there, which can't go there. That can go there. Excuse me. That can't go there, which means that can't go there, and that can't go there. That can't go there. That one's kind of done already. Which means these are either both water. Oh, so I should get rid of that. These are either both water or both air. Oh, also in cages. So say for example that this is a cage. It can't be, obviously, but let's say that is a cage. Water has to fill up from the bottom. So if that's an air cell, then everything has to be an air cell. If this is a water cell, then everything has to be a water cell. However, it could also be something like this. That could be water, that could be air. As long as the water is on the bottom and air is on the top. That's what we know about water tank or aquarium puzzles. Okay, can digits repeats in a aquarium? Nope, doesn't say anything about that. Okay, so you could say like do that, for example. And also every single cell in this grid has to join up to a region. That's something to keep note as well. So where does this go? Where does this cell go? Has to go there, which means this one is blocked in. That's one cage, one galaxy. Has to go there as well. If it goes there, oops, if it goes here, then it would have to do that, which is possible. Otherwise, it would have to go up here and join to that one, which then would have to do 1, 2, which is impossible. That one would bump into that galaxy. And every cell has exactly one galaxy, one center, one circle as the center of this galaxy. So this one has to go here, which means it has to do that. That's closed now. This is also closed. This one cannot be part of this galaxy because its rotation symmetric counterpart would be there, which is another galaxy. So that does that. This one has to go this way. Where could it go? It could either do this one, or it does that, which is likely. Or could it go there? No, because that's 3 cells away from there. There's not 3 cells that way. So it can't go to anything over here. Could it do that? No. It would bump into this galaxy over here. Could it go here? No, it would bump to that galaxy. Can it do that one? I feel like I'm making this too complicated. There's easier steps. This sees up to 4. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which is part of a region that is at most 4. So it cannot join to there, it has to do that. And that's done. Which means it has to be a 4. Which means all of these are water cells, which means that is a water cell as well. This one is done as well. That takes one more, actually. There we go, so this one has to take that. 3 more, 1, 2, 3. This one has to be penned in now. This one's done as well. That can't go there anymore. This one has to go here, and it finishes itself there. This one sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is part of an 8-cell region, so it sees 8 water cells over here. If it didn't go in here, if water wasn't in this row of this one, this would all have to be air. And it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cells at max, which is not possible. So it has to take that. That's water, which means all that's water as well. This sees 5 cells, so you see 3 more. This would see 4 more, which would make it 9, which is not possible. So this is a 3. These are all air. This is at least 2. This one cannot go there anymore, so this has to go there, which makes all of these water cells. This sees at least 3 water cells, so it has to be 3 or 4. It's part of a 2, so it has to be even. This has to go this way. That is done, that's done, that's done, so it has to be a 4. This one has to be air now, otherwise it would see 5. And either this is water or that's water. Not both, though. But now, aquariums can be left empty. This one could stay here or go to here. If this one went to here, it'd be of size. This would be of size 4. Either this goes here, and it's of size 4, or it goes to here, in which case it could be 3, 5, or 7. This is 4, 3, 5, or 7. If it's a 3, it sees that one, and those two, so the rest would be air. That, and all that. If it's 4, then it could see that one or that one. Where does this go? Can't go to that one. Can't go to that one. Hey, what's up? Carry now. Can't go here. Could go there. Could it go there? Possibly. Though how would it make it to there? It couldn't pass through those cells. If it went here, it would have to pass through those cells. So no, it cannot go there. I don't see how it could make any of these either, but for now I'm just going to see if there's anything easier. Where does this go? It has to go down there. And it has to either take this one or this one. It cannot take this one because there are no cells 3 down from that. This one cannot go up. So it has to take this one, which means that's forced. Which means this one cannot go there. So it has to go up here to that one. And now this one is done. This is a done region. As well as that one is the done region. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 cells in these. Which means there are 14 cells total that are water over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there are not that many degrees of freedom over here. Just 2. It could take all of those and that one. It definitely has to take at least 2 of these ones. Otherwise it can't take any. These all can't be air. It could take those 5. Could take those 5. Or it could take less over here. This can't go here now. Where does this go? Goes over here. Could it go to there? No, it cannot. Could it go to there? No, it cannot. Could it go to there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it cannot. And it cannot join that one, as there's not enough cells over there. So it has to go over here, which means it takes 2 cells there, and 2 cells there. Can't go that way. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, 1 cell there. Sorry. Can't go that way, can't go that way. Can't go anywhere over there, that's finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All those cells are taken. Which means all those cells are taken for water. Same for this. Because again, it's the same row has to all be water in any of these. You can't have an uneven amount of water. Where does this go? Can't go there. Could it go there? Yes, it could. Could it go there? No, it can't. But it could also go there. Can't go there. Could go there. And it could go there. Where does this go? It can't go there because then there needs to be 3 down that way. So there's only 1 down. Can't go there because of the same reason. But this time 2 down. There's no 2 down, there's only 1 down. So it has to join to that one. Can't go there, can't go there. Okay, so where does this cell go? Can't go there because it needs to go 2 down. And it can't go there, again, because that's symmetrically opposite there. So it needs to go to this one, which means those are all connected. So this one wouldn't be able to escape without touching this one. And it cannot do that, because that's another galaxy. So this has to go there and finish there. Which means this one is also part of that one. It cannot go there, cannot go there. Has to finish there. Which means that has to finish there as well. This is a 4. So there are only 4 cells over here that are in there. If it doesn't take that one, it would have to take those two, and that'd be 5. So it has to take this one, with only one of them being in. This one cannot go there. This one is either part of that one or that one. This one's either part of that one or that one. That'd be humorous. Ah. But if those did that... Oh wait, this one cannot go there. That's another galaxy. So this one has to finish off there, this one has to finish off there. This one can still be that one or that one. That one can't go there. So where does this go? Has to come up this way. So that's like that. So this one is like that and it finishes that as well. These two both have to take up that one. And that one's done. This one now has to go here. This one has to go over here. This one can't go here, so this one has to do that. This one has to join a galaxy somewhere, so it has to do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't go there, so this one has to be part of that galaxy. Since that's part of that galaxy, that finishes off. This one finishes off. That one finishes off. This one finishes off. And there we go, that's all the galaxies. So this one is a 7. This is also 7, that's also 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9. As well as this one is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 8. This is a 2. So this has to be these two. That's an air cell now. These are all air cells now. 7 here, it has to take that one, otherwise this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so the rest are air. This has to see 5 cells over here to get 14, and these are all water, which is everything below it is water. In the regions. One, 2, 3, 4, so this is air. This is water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So only one of these is water, so these all have to be air. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There needs to be 3 more. That can fit in anywhere. This one needs, yeah, we were looked at that before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this looks that way. 7, 8, 9. So the rest are aerosols. That's looking at. This is air. This is air as well. As well as all these being air. These are all water cells. These are all air cells. This is air as well. One, 2, 3, 4. Need 3 more water cells somewhere. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more water cells over there somewhere. Oh, oops. 2, 3, 4. 1. If this is water, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Needs 2 more. That can be completed a variety of ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is air. What am I missing? Any other aerosols that are missing? Oh, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, these all have to be water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's water now. These are all water cells now. These are all water cells as well as that. These are air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The rest are air. Mix that air. Mix that air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all air cells now. And then what completes these? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 1 more. What completes that? Oh, it's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so these are air. That's water. There we go. Cool. So I have D&D in an hour. So I'm going to end stream here. The VOD will be on the VOD channel, and I'll link all of the Sudokus I did and everything else if you want to try them for yourself, maybe in the future. But yeah, thanks for coming, and I'm going to end the stream now. Bye bye.